In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Coalition, spanning 1,000 star systems and home to over 200 intelligent species, the idea of an impossible task was almost laughable. With collective technology surpassing the bounds of imagination and minds evolved over eons, there was little that the Coalition couldn't achieve, until the crisis at Arcturus Prime. Arcturus Prime was a jewel of the Andromeda Coalition, a planet-sized research station orbiting the vibrant Arcturus star. It was home to advanced laboratories, critical archives, and a fusion core that powered half the sector. But now it was dying. An unforeseen quark cascade in the fusion core had triggered a countdown to planetary detonation. Billions of lives and untold knowledge were at stake. Every coalition species had dispatched their best minds and machines to address the catastrophe. The Zixthians, with their quantum manipulators, failed to stabilize the quark field. The Octarids, masters of energy resonance, couldn't reset the containment matrix. Even the Valtheri, beings of pure energy, were powerless against the rapidly escalating entropy. Each attempt only bought minutes, but the core was now less than 48 hours from annihilation. No known solution exists, pronounced Commander Veltrak of the Valtheri, his luminous form flickering with resignation in the central coalition chamber. We have exhausted every avenue. The station and its inhabitants are lost. There was silence in the chamber, a palpable weight of despair among the gathered representatives. And then a voice spoke, sharp and deliberate. "Not every avenue," said Ambassador Elena Torres of Earth, standing amidst giants and glowing entities. Her human frame was diminutive by comparison, but her tone demanded attention. "Humans," scoffed General Kreth of the Zixthians. His mandibles clicked disdainfully. "Your species lacks the advanced technologies or evolved intellect to comprehend the problem, let alone solve it." Elena's gaze didn't waver. "You're right, we don't have your technologies. But when every advanced tool and intellect has failed, sometimes what you need is good old-fashioned human ingenuity." The chamber erupted in murmurs, incredulity rippling through the assembly. Veltrak's flickering dimmed momentarily, a sign of contemplation. "You propose a human team?" "I do," Elena said. "Give us the chance to try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain." Reluctantly, and under immense pressure from the human delegation, the Coalition granted permission for a team of humans to intervene. Within hours, Earth's most brilliant minds and bravest souls were assembled aboard the Coalition flagship Ecliptica. The team consisted of engineers, physicists, soldiers, and even an artist, a motley crew that embodied humanity's diversity and resilience. The Ecliptica docked at Arcturus Prime, its crew greeted by chaos. Automated systems failed to respond, and the station's AI was locked in a desperate battle against cascading failures. Captain Diana Hayes, leader of the human team, surveyed the situation with a steely resolve. "All right, people," she said, her voice steady despite the magnitude of the task. "We've got 38 hours before this place goes up like a supernova. Let's get to work." The first challenge was gaining control of the station's core interface. The Coalition's attempts had left the system in an unpredictable state, and human hackers were brought in to bypass its failing protocols. Mira Patel, a cyberneticist, worked tirelessly, her fingers flying over her console. "Got it," she exclaimed after hours of effort. Core diagnostics are online, the screen filled with a dizzying array of data. The core cascade was accelerating faster than anticipated, and the Coalition's failed interventions had exacerbated the instability. "This isn't just a meltdown," said Dr. Malik Osborne, the team's physicist. "The cascade is feeding on the star's energy. If we don't stop it, it'll trigger a chain reaction, potentially collapsing Arcturus into a black hole." Captain Hayes nodded grimly. "Then we'll stop it. Malik, Mira, find a way to isolate the cascade." Hours turned into a blur as the humans worked tirelessly. While the Coalition species had relied on theoretical solutions and advanced technology, the humans brought something different: improvisation. They welded makeshift stabilizers to the core, reprogrammed failing AI systems with brute force algorithms, and even used duct tape, much to the Coalition observers' disbelief, to seal a critical coolant leak. As the countdown reached its final hours, the team hit a wall. The Cascade's energy output had become too volatile for their stabilizers to handle. The only solution was to physically enter the core chamber and manually reset the containment field, a task so dangerous that it was deemed a death sentence. "I'll go," said Lieutenant Marcus Kane, a former astronaut and the team's Strombus. His voice was calm, resolute. "No," Captain Hayes interjected. "You're the only one who can pilot us out of here if we fail. I'll do it." "We'll go," came another voice. The team turned to see Mira and Malik stepping forward. "This isn't a one-person job," Mira said. "We're in this together." After a tense argument, the trio entered the core chamber, donning hastily modified Coalition exosuits. The chamber was a maelstrom of energy, the quark cascade roaring like a living beast. Every second inside felt like an eternity. "Stabilizer 1 online," Malik called out. "Stabilizer 2 engaged," Mira followed. As Captain Hayes activated the final stabilizer, the chamber shook violently. "We're running out of time," she shouted. "Malik, Mira, get out of here." "Not without you," Mira shot back. Together, they made the final adjustments and sprinted toward the exit as the stabilizers roared to life. Outside the core, the Coalition observers watched in awe as the cascading energy field began to stabilize. On the humans' command ship, Elena Torres gripped the railing tightly. "Come on," she whispered. The team barely made it out of the chamber before the stabilizers locked into place. The core's energy levels began to normalize, and the quark cascade collapsed into a harmless quantum ripple. Arcturus Prime was saved. In the aftermath, the Coalition convened to acknowledge humanity's role in averting disaster. For the first time, the Andromeda Coalition's vast assembly chamber erupted in applause for a single species. Ambassador Torres stood before the gathered representatives, her voice steady and proud. "Humans may not be the most advanced species, but we have one thing that sets us apart. When the impossible stares us in the face, we stare back." Veltrak approached, his luminous form bowing slightly. "Your species has earned our respect, Ambassador. You have proven that even the smallest voices can echo the loudest in times of crisis." As the human team returned to Earth, hailed as heroes, one thing was clear. In the vast universe, when no one else could do it, you called the humans, and they delivered.